Well, for the second week in a row, Oelwein has made the decision to forfeit its varsity football game. Good evening, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Kling.
And I'm Ron Steele. Tough decision, of course, made by Oelwein High School officials. The Huskies were low on players. We talked about that earlier. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries, unfortunately, this season. Well, tonight would have been the Oelwein High School annual homecoming football varsity game against visiting Crestwood.
And KWWL reporter David Warrington joins us live now. So, David, of course, this is a tough situation for that football program to be in.
Well, Ron and Elizabeth, here tonight in Dike, there will be varsity football in about an hour or so as Dike New Hartford gets set to open district play, hosting Sumner Fredericksburg. So, of course, a big varsity game here, but as you mentioned, there will be no varsity football tonight over in Oelwein. And Oelwein was low on players to start the season with just 17 players suiting up for their varsity opener against Charles City. And since then, a handful of those players have gone down with injuries, bringing the Huskies to a point where they no longer feel safe fielding a varsity football team. Oelwein Community School District Superintendent Josh Ain explained how they're working to keep homecoming special despite the loss of their varsity game.
We're trying to keep everything else the same, so all events, all activities are staying as scheduled. We were lucky that Crestwood's agreed to play a freshman-sophomore game against us, and we're trying to replicate what that would maybe look like as a varsity schedule. So same varsity time, same halftime events, all those things continue on as normal.
As Oelwein's players recover from injuries and resume their varsity season, Ain described what the process looks like to resume varsity play, which does include meeting with the Iowa High School Athletics Association.
Their vantage point is you felt that you were in danger or safety concerns high enough that you forfeited a game. You don't just get to restart. We have to kind of ask their permission to regain, our varsity standing and re-enter the season.
Players are also continuously meeting with athletic trainers and doctors, and the hope is to resume the varsity season later this year. And of course, KWWL will be covering plenty of varsity games going on all around eastern Iowa, including right here in Dike. All of highlights between Dike, New Hartford, and Sumner Fredericksburg coming up later tonight and Friday Night Heroes immediately after our news at 10. Live in Dike, David Warrington, News 7, KWWL.
All right, David, thanks for the update. And tonight would have been the district opener in 2A District 3 between Oelwein and Crestwood.
And as a result of the forfeiture tonight, the game cancellation, Crestwood, the Cadets, they get an automatic victory by a score of 1-0. So they are undefeated in district play already.